cold hard concrete. So I'm taking a break and I'm gonna have some food, and then I'm gonna tell you people what some things you could look up, some things you could find out, and some things you may already know, and there's some things you couldn't possibly know, because I get my information from a form of fasting and a prayer never ceasing. So they'll let you know if they want to let that part out. But there's that. Hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, I'm fixing to have some potato salad. I'm good. I got supper for tonight, man. I went and got some at this little truck stop place over here. $7.99 got me supper. Plus, I already also bought another salad and a pizza and potato salad. So I'm gonna have some potato salad because I'm like needing food. I won't use the word starving because I don't know what starving is. I don't think anybody in the United States that lives today can say that today they are starving. Now, there's some homeless people that need some food, but full on, emaciated, that, yeah, no, we do well. So people, but hey, if you don't have food and you need food, there's food banks, there's places, that can help people out, and food stamps and this kind of thing. But in the meantime, there's food banks, soup kitchens. You have to look them up. And for shelters, we need more shelters. That's all there is to it, because more people get homeless all the time and la la la, right? So I just help them when I can. I give them bags of stuff. Potato salad for now. Oh my gosh. But to keep you people up to speed, and I'll give a few minutes for some people to get in the room and for me to eat potato salad, but Russia's already cut some lines. I'll give you the whole gist of everything that's happened, but some of it was last November, some of it was just now, and then they have what do I call them? I'm just going to have to call them just golden boxes. Now, that's my knowing. You won't find it anywhere until maybe they'll put a table in the middle of the freaking UN, roll in a cart, have some military guys come and muscle in those boxes and slam them on the freaking table and say to everybody in the UN, this is Russia's plan for our internet and for our trading. Forget about internet. It's all about the stock market. Listen, people, if you got money in the stock market, and that'll be, well, everybody. Because if you work for a company, they've got money in the stock market. If they lose everything they have, or if they can't borrow money to pay you, because that's what they do now, they borrow the money to pay you. They make the money and they put it aside. It's less interest to go ahead and they pay you with borrowed money. So that's why not only is everybody a couple of checks away from ever being broke, companies are a couple of checks away from closing their doors and saying, hey, see, howdy, we're gone. That's how it goes. Everything is based on trading. Trading is so important to the millisecond that companies have actually built buildings closer to Wall Street and different trading places in London so that their internet is that much faster even to trade, even to get in a trade before someone else gets this trade. Okay, that's how trading works. It's to the millisecond. They want to make that trade for it. It goes up or down, someone else gets that trade. You buy low, you sell high. Well, imagine if the whole thing is shut down. Russia has invented, they're off the hook with electronic warfare, which is why the thumbnail of this picture is actually a vehicle that has electronic warfare weapon on it that takes out planes. It shuts them off. It takes out ships too if they put it up under an aircraft. The dish array is not as important as the weapon itself. So here's what I'm saying. Russia has invented these things, and what my vision of it was this. You can't look on the internet and find it. It's super secret, no secret, just like the subs. This is their super secret weapon, super secret, but you don't know about it, I don't know about it, but now you know about it. Because of my knowing. I have no proof, you'll see it. It'll happen. Okay, Russia can turn off the internet and turn off all undersea cables. their internet is usually through them hacking and backdoors in Windows and this sort of thing. They stole our programs that our government had, that was basically a backdoor to all people's computers that they could go in. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is undersea cables. Here's what they did. So that they have free reign of the ocean without somebody seeing where their subs are at, they cut two different systems. One of them was a system that they cut last year, coming around Norway. They had their little low sharks. They got a bunch of them. They had them cut the lines of communication of power to the unit, and also the unit's communication back to land. And they are sensors, and these are an early warning system underwater of subs. They know they're good at that. But then there's a whole nother system that was supposed to be just for peaceful means, and Russia complained and said, no, you guys are using that for warfare. They cut those too. So they cut them last November, then they recently cut them again, and then they go all the way around to Ireland. And the Irish fishermen were upset, and they were like, look, we'll block your ships or whatever. They already did what they had to do. They're loitering in the water to protect the mini subs that are going down. So they cut those systems so that you wouldn't see them go past. And the whole idea of loitering off England is to put down these boxes. Now, this is the part of my knowing. This is something I was shown. I'd never heard of this before. I can't check it on the internet. It don't exist. Okay? Until you hear about it. There's these boxes that I kept being shown the color yellow. Okay? Yellow. And I'm like, that's not right. And then these off colors of yellow. And then I was made to understand, no, it's really gold. So I don't know. And I was like, why would they paint these boxes yellow? Or I guess it's so they can find them underwater, but why would they use gold? Well, I don't know if they're painted yellow or if they're electroplated with gold. That's the part so they can find them, even though they bury them with dirt. So when they, brush all the silt and dirt away, they can find them again attached to the cable. You got these things that go around the underside of the cable and lock to it, like a water hose clamp, sort of, like half clamps, little jaws on each side. Well, here's the thing though. These boxes, the soldering inside of them is gold. It's so that they don't, what's that word? I forget words. Corrode under the ocean if there's a leak in them. They're less likely to corrode because gold does not corrode. So the wiring is gold. The boxes are at least yellow, if not electroplated with gold. They are on top of the undersea cables, and the ships loitering on top of them is to protect them until such time as they have to, I think they have to be in proximity of them to turn them on, and they create a electromagnetic, kind of like they're disruptors. That's what I was going to put in the title of this video, and I did not. I'll change the title of this video. DISRUPTR. I said it wrong. DISRUPTR, disruptor, like that. But they are disruptors. They disrupt the signal going through the line. Now, I asked this question. I'm like, well, why wouldn't they cut them? Why wouldn't they just cut them? Well, they're cutting these other cables for, why wouldn't they just cut them? Because here's why. When we cut Swift to them, they have just recently done this thing where they switched off their internet and did a test to see if they could run intranet like China with their firewall. Only people get around the firewall. They want to run intranet. So if we try to attack their systems from without, everything is within. So they shut it all down. And they have the ability to do this with the flip of a switch. Well, there's a whole nother thing. Okay, when we cut off the Swift trading system to them, and they can no longer trade at all, it's going to completely wreck their economy. And we also put sanctions on independent people. They are going to look at the countries who supported the defense of Ukraine, including UK, and they're going to cut off their undersea cables of communication, of trading with the stock market. Because companies intertrade. If you look at the stock market at nighttime, you watch, up in early in the morning time, you watch and see what Japan did, because the time zones are different. You look and see what each trading country did, and then you look at that, and they base their stocks accordingly. So If Russia can shut all that down, it won't just be well, the stock market had a hiccup, we had to shut down for a little bit, we're fixing it. That's a security thing we've done now, so there's no more crashes. This will be a global event. This will be a global crash of all things traded. And there'll be no communication between countries to buy and sell anything. All the phone lines will be down. They don't have backup telegraph, anything. And the military is not known for letting their radio traffic be used for civilians to trade, to buy and sell. That's not going to happen. And you see, when they take out the satellites for GPS, the military can send up CubeSats, and they got their own little backup system. We won't have that either. So keep your map book. If you're a trucker, I'm saying get a map book, but at the same time, know that this is going to shut down trade, and it's going to shut down communication. That's what they do in wartime. This is an actual war that's been going on. It's just now we're being brought into it. During wartime, they take out trains, which is all types of transit of goods and services that are mainly for military. They take out heavy industry. They take out bridges, which is, again, bringing tanks, basically goods and services back and forth, but mainly for the military to move across. And they take out communications. It's what they do. Every country has this in their war playbook. Russia's taking it to the nth level, because here's the thing. If we cut them out of the SWIFT system and they want back in, they cut the communication lines, they would never get back in. But these disruptors, I know there's 3 of them. 3. This is my number. This is what I'm told. That's all I know. Okay? Is they have gold wiring in them and they're gold outside. I don't know if that's gold or gold in like yellow. And they disrupt signal. They shut it down. And that way, they're like terrorists in that way at that point, because then they're like holding something ransom. Just like that whole computer's ransom. And they have all these back doors to all these systems in the United States that they've already, used ransomware against. That's not hackers, that's Russia itself. But they have all the keys. So they can start messing with the pipelines again, start messing with water again, all this other stuff. But at the same time, these disruptors, it's my understanding is the ship has to be in proximity of them to, this is what I get, is they have to be in proximity of them, above them, loitering, in order to turn them on. And then in order to turn them back off again, they have to send a different signal. If you destroy the ship that's above that, you've just destroyed your chance of turning the system back on again. You understand? So that puts our people in a conundrum. I say we need to find them boxes. Okay? So they went around Norway and they cut them last November. That was just a test run. It's just like they've been, and they went off Ireland. Ireland, they weren't wanting to actually do war games. War games is just a farce. It's a cover. It's diversionary subterfuge, so that you don't see what's going on below the waterline, where they're taking those mini subs down, and they don't have evidently as many undersea cables going to Ireland, so it didn't take them as much time. So they're like, oh, okay, no big deal. They're done. Okay? They know which lines do what. So they know which ones to cut off. Don't know if they're going to cut off all communication. I know for sure, though, they're going to work on the ones that deliver money systems back and forth. Okay. So I know there's at least 3. So I don't know if that's 3 countries, or I'm just shown 3. They're gold. They're also golden. So I think they need to plan on having a little cart. Go to Harbor Freight, get a rolling cart, right? Some kind of cart. Roll it out to the middle of the UN, ask for an emergency meeting, and then have people come out there and slam them down in front of them. And you deny this. You deny this. Because they'll find them. They're going to find at least 1 or 2. They'll find them. Know what they are. So, there you go. Because if they, that's the problem, is it creates a catch-22. If they shoot them out of the water, then you've lost that for good, and you have to go and actually find them and remove them. If you work with Russia in the end, they'll be able to turn everything back on. This is what they said in their words too a while back, and I didn't know what it meant. I'm like, how can you say that you can turn off the internet and and that kind of thing, and communications or trading, whatever, how can you say you could turn this off? Like if he was cutting a line, this would be destroying it. Turning it off means you have an on-off switch. Russia has boxes that give them on-off switches. There you go. And they're gold. I just know that there's gold, like actual gold, in the soldering. It's gold. Now, I will say this too. The MH17, I've been looking at that, and I asked some questions about that, and this is what I got. Okay. The MH17 was the one that the Dutch Transportation Safety Board went over, and at first they let out that there was actually a Dutch member of an ambassador, like a member of, I don't know if it was a member of parliament or somebody that was on that plane, and then they just kind of wiped that from the internet. So there was a VIP on that plane that maybe Russia wanted to take out. Maybe that's why Dutch is all over this. I don't know, but they are all over it, and they did a great job, and now they're trying those. They found out who the Russian people were that was involved, and they're trying them in absentia, except one that actually sent a lawyer to defend himself, believe it or not. But they'll still find him guilty. They got their cell phone records, know where they were, all that stuff. Well, going forward, there was more than 4. They're wrong about that, and I'm right about this. Just like I was right about the other stuff, because it's the knowing, I'm told. It's not me, I'm told. So understand this. There was a squad of them. Up to 10. At least 7. But one will never be found. 2 more is what they're going to find. 2 more were involved. Along with 3 handlers from the government. That makes the 10. Okay? But it's actually 10. And they would have had to have let everybody in that battalion know, hey, listen, if you are called in for emergency or whatever, you're missing a book system, you're not supposed to talk about it. That. So they all knew, but they weren't exactly implicit in it. Only the ones that carried it out. So, that's just kind of how things are. They're looking for 4 people who they have already named. Okay? And there's more than that. And there's another place that has actually did more research on it and given 2 more names. But they were all heavily involved in the secret services of the Russian government. They were officers. They wasn't born yesterday. These weren't young soldiers who accidentally hit a switch on a book system that they just took for a joyride over the hill and put in Ukraine the same day and then turned around and brought it back to Russia. No. But they said because of the markings on the side of this book system that were captured in a video, because they were trying to get all the civilians out of there, no, they needed a whole battalion to have pulled this off. Instead, they tried a squad. So, I'll give you some intel on that. This is stuff I looked up. This is just stuff I looked up. This is not my knowing. You can find this. Okay. They found that the book aircraft missile system was from the 53rd Anti-Brigade Missile Brigade, or Anti-Aircraft Missile Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces. It was a Book 2 missile system, and that was number 321. It's a 9M38 series warhead, just like they had said on the Dutch Transportation Safety Board before. All right. So this is basically the serial number. Russia's trying to say that this serial number of this missile was with this book system when Ukraine was part of Russia before, and they're saying that it was part of Ukraine stuff. This is not true because it actually returned to Russia. So what you're looking at, they were giving disinformation, but it's just not true. And those cell phone records, they've got the voice of their conversations back and forth with these different people that are planning it and all this in that morning. And here's the thing, there was the actual operation name that Russia gave it. This is from my knowing. This part is from my knowing. I was told it had something to do with a bird, not just saying the word bird, but the Russian name for a certain type of bird, that name, and like lame or sick in Russian. So like a certain kind of bird. It's not the Peterov, and I don't know why I keep thinking of that. It's a certain name of a bird that's sick. Like they were going to shoot it down like it was sick, like it's going to be, have to land, blown up. That was the operation name. So it was an actual operation. So if it ever comes out, if Russia ever dissolves or whatever, and they ever get the paperwork on this, you'll see that it was an actual operation. It was given a name, and they were to carry it out. Now, one was a colonel, Igor. He was in the FSB, which is the new name of the Russian KGB. That's Igor Gherkin. Two others were special forces, Spetsnaz. So these weren't just normal, just troops. These are guys they're getting kind of older. They're like in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? They've been around a long time. These guys do this kind of thing. They give orders. And so that's why anyone around them would understand their rank and would listen to them while they are there, and they could actually smooth it over and lie about it. So the other one, number 2, Sergei Dublinsky, or Dublovsky. Okay, Dubinsky. He was a member of the GRU, the Russian Military Intelligence Service. Okay, these 4 they have warrants out for, and they're looking for, and also trying to get an absentia. The trials just started. Number 3 is Oleg Bulatov, a former Spetsnaz GRU member. Okay, that's number 3. See, number 4 is Leonid Karchenko. He's actually Ukrainian as far as his passport and all goes, but he's back in Russia, and he tried to lie and say, oh, Russia wouldn't let me back in. Okay, so he was never given a military background. However, he led the Russian army, like a battalion of them, in July of 2014 as a commander. So how are you going to have rank but not have military? No. So like sick bird or wounded bird is the name of this exercise that they were in. So there's that. So the Dutch Transportation Board, Safety Board, I think that first they're trying to make the case and set precedent. Then they're trying to say, okay, now that we've proven all this, we think that you did it on purpose to actually hit our member of parliament, or the guy, that was important. And the number 5, okay, because I'm saying there's more to this, but these other 2, these are just their contacts in the Russian government. Was his code name was Dolphin, call sign was Dolphin. This is Colonel General Nikolai Fedorovich Kenchev, there you go, Kachev. Okay, and then the number 6 was, these 2 being in the government, was Andrei Ivanovich Borlaka. He was actually the first deputy chief of the Russian border service. So he was in charge of the border, and he was the one that helped allow it over. So they would have had to have had this vehicle moved there, maybe even by train to expedite it, and then have it move further, and then they set it up that morning. And then they got a phone call saying there's a bird on, they said bird, they said there's a bird on the way, but I think that they mistranslated it, and when they translated it bird, I think they left out the fact that they called it a different kind of bird, and that's the call sign, I'd bet money. So I haven't seen the original transcripts. There's a word for bird, and they have they could have just said generally bird, but the name of this actual operation was sick bird or wounded bird. So but that was for the MH17, and out of all the people there, so there were 193 that were Dutch, because at first they were saying 189. They couldn't identify, different countries of some of the people, but it was 193 that were Dutch, 154 from the Netherlands, 23 from Malaysia, 27 Australians, 11 Indonesian, 3 Philippines, 1 Canadian, and guess what? 1 American. Who was the American? And who was the Dutch guy that they took off the internet that they put on before, that he was actually a member of parliament or something? He was some guy that's up there somehow. Now, there was a whole team of people that were AIDS research team, and one of them was actually a doctor. 62 originally were unclear where they were from. So from 189 to 193 is 4 people that they've cleared up. So that still leaves 58, right? 58 are unclear. That they're not telling what 58 people are unclear of what country they're even from. If you want to know the latitude and longitude of where it actually dropped at, it was 48, 8, and 17 north by 38, 38, and 20 east. That was where it was at. I appreciate the likes. So, people, I was given more information on that, and there's a reason for it, and I don't know why. All I know is this. They planned it. They knew who was on board. They planned to not just take out a plane, but to take out that specific plane in order to take out those people for some reason. And it wasn't even tried to be blamed on the Ukrainian side, or they wouldn't have taken the vehicle back to Russia. They knew they wasn't exactly going to get away with it. They're just going to deny it. And those people will be protected and are being protected by the Russian government, which shows that they are implicit. The boxes, it's just a thing. So expect, it's not just about internet, but expect there to be a bunch of sites down, but it's about trading. So if the stock market just flatlines because we can't trade with other countries and communications are down and all this other stuff, it is a war, people. And they have got, just like Russia said they would do before, oh, subs are surfacing at the same time. There's a couple of them off the West Coast, a couple of them off the East Coast, you know. Yeah, okay, great. Let them surface. We'll see where they're at. No big deal. We already got eyes on them. They're in national, international waters. They're allowed to loiter and do all their stupidness. And there's also the ones that go down in the Panama Canal since we left, back and forth all the time. We know about them. There's one that has not surfaced. It's under the surface of the Arctic Ocean up above Canada and coming around to our New England coast and to the other side. And they have not surfaced it. And there's the other ones that are actually around that they're not talking about that have the Poseidons on them. And then there's the Poseidons. So it's my understanding that they found one off the coast of England and also off the coast of the US, but there's, just go ahead and count on them. There's a total of well, there's 15 we would be looking for. Okay, my understanding is that that's how it is, a total of 30. 15 here, 15 down there around the Black Sea. And they're wanting, like I said, the only reason those ships get in there and say we're doing war effort, war games, whatever, is so that they can plant these switches on undersea cables and do undersea warfare things. Just like when they moved that mine up into the bay of this mouth of the ocean where in New England, and it was an old World War II water mine, and if somebody would have hit it, it would have blown their, you know, their boat up. But they caught it, and the police detonated it, and there was that. But that was just to show that they can do something, you can't prove it, and that they can get up in there without being seen. They've done war games all the time where they hide people. So, I mean, they play hide and go seek with subs all the time. And we have even conducted war games with them. Different countries are better at it than others. Well, they have been the whole entire time, they have been running recon on our country. When they flew over, because there was some kind of agreement that they should be allowed to because satellites are up doing it or for whatever reason, they were mapping places and checking things. That's reconnaissance work for this war. They've been doing it for a good hot minute when they had the ships off our coast, mapping our shorelines to see where they could put those little sharks and do what they do and see where the undersea cables are at on each end. So, don't expect them not to use what they know. And everything they have has a shelf life. So the missile that shut down the plane, by the way, was made in December 24th of 1986. That's when it was mated together with the warhead and made into an actual missile where the two parts were put together. And there's pieces of the missile that have serial numbers on it that they found. So they know it was from Russia. They know where it went to. Okay, they're saying though that serial number 8868720 went to it went to a Russian brigade, and then after the breakup of the Soviet Union, they said it was, they were saying it's part of Ukraine, but it basically went to the 53rd Anti-Aircraft Missile Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces. That's where it went. So those 298 people were murdered. This whole thing, they need to get not just the 4 they're looking for, but the other 2, and I think they will. That makes 6, but they won't get 7, and they'll probably never be able to arrest those other people who were part of intelligence that were given intel but weren't there on the scene, because those guys are higher up in the government and their government will protect them, just like they protected the guy that killed Litvinenko and actually gave him, you know, a higher spot in the government and, you know, accommodation and probably awards and stuff. Those 2 guys. So they made him, I think, I don't know if now he's a governor of an area or what you call it, whatever. So people, I just want to talk about those boxes more than anything. It will come to light, but they're gold. It's like did they plate the outside gold? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. They got enough gold from Venezuela when they flew off with that airplane full of it that they could do such things. Plus the Kremlin's played it like crazy. I'd be getting a ring and it could be work. Should I deal with it? No. I don't trust it. And these fake calls, you know, fake calls people get, all the garbage of it all, you know. That's that in itself, spamming, Russia is masters at that. So anybody want to say anything, go ahead and say what you want to say. I'm gonna get off this thing in a bit. I wasn't gonna work, but hey, I decided to work. Appreciate the likes, and I'll like it when all this is cleared up, but it'll be a short-lived war event. They will cut off trading to other countries as soon as we cut off the SWIFT system thing, and they're going to call it tit for tat. They wanted that piece of paper in their hand so they can say, well, we think we have the right to now invade, you know, Ukraine and everything else because you give us a piece of paper saying that you're not going to take missiles off the hedge. Russia is only happy if they've got 5 countries between them and everything else. It's their buffer system. It's a social construct they've built up that says they can only have a safe nation if there's 3 other countries between them and other countries that will protect them. So they need to get over that. That's all. What can you do? But they won't. They'll invade. They'll be repelled. And everything that they've got in the water. Oh, by the way, there's 3 ways they could attack, and everybody's thinking they're going to go from the water. I'm a little different. I think it's going to be from Donbass. I think the water is just to watch over the switches on the undersea cables. Because if they fought a war, any type of a war, I hope you're having a good week. I appreciate that, WD. If they're having, if they decide to have actual live fire, not just warning shots, but live fire naval warfare in the Black Sea and they lost, does anybody have any idea how embarrassing that would be for the Russian Navy to lose in their own little Black Sea that they've always claimed, you know, laid claim to? See, that's why they want this little route to the Black Sea, is so that they can have a base down there and also have those Poseidons down there and also be able to have a naval station, a place, a port, so that they can push their agenda in that sea. And they'll stop trade. If they take this over, I'm telling you people, there won't be no more trade through the Black Sea. It'll be shut down all the time. And that's what they want. They're pushing around their influence. So if they think that having intranet, not internet, and trying to be like China is great, well, China embraced instead of communism, they embraced trading with other countries, okay, simply because the economic model of trading with yourself all the time and just playing checkers when everybody else is playing Monopoly, it doesn't work well once your people get over 1 million people. They want things, they need things. Instead of letting them all starve to death, you got to trade for soybeans, you got to trade for all this stuff. And that's why China grabbed up all that grain. They got more people than they can even feed, and they've got all these floods and stuff. They'd be dead right now if it wouldn't have been for that. All their rice crops, everything was destroyed in these floods that just ripped across their country. So anyhow, everyone wants to say anything, do your thing. I'll be getting out of here in a bit. I think I'll turn this on chill, and like I said, get you some potato salad while we have it. I don't know what else we're going to lose as far as the problems we've had with being able to get goods and services across our country. Different things have been out, it's been weird. So I don't even know when the last time I've seen a propane bottle. I have to check on that, see if they've gotten that mess taken care of, but it's different. All the time it's different. And who knows what's next, except that tires are a big one, because also a lot of China's companies, that the 3 major, I think, makers of tires went bankrupt there, had some problems there with money, so couldn't pay the bills, so they went bankrupt. So expect tires to be an issue, because if they're not supplying them to other places, then it's just supply and demand issue. Not enough supply and a whole bunch of demand. Let's see if I can find, man, it starts at 17. I'm checking out the XL, and I've been on the internet looking around a bit too, and they have other things they're going to do to disrupt than just to mess with communication lines. And it'll all be at the same time to all of the countries that helped Ukraine. And that includes Germany, even though they just wanted to send them some Nazi helmets or whatever kind of helmets they want to send. So they are not getting out of being affected by Russia. And Russia can cut off the gas, just like I said they would before. They've done it before. They did it to Russia. I mean, to Georgia in Russia. It's what they do. That's part of what they, here's chill right there. Yeah, so just chilling out. I'm gonna have some food. I've been running. My truck's covered with the stuff from the road that they've been putting out. It's fixing to get hammered, by the way, with another storm, people. I was trying to wait it out, but they gave me some other stuff here. No phone or text service all day today. Where? WD, where? I know they got me where I'm, let's see here, had Wi-Fi but no phone. Was it because of somebody messed with something? Messing with the systems? Look, and where was that at? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna freak out when they can't look at the pictures of puppies and kittens on their Facebook and that garbage too that they watch all the time, because they invest time in that. They enjoy it. It gives them comfort, happiness. North Illinois and other areas. Okay, was that from the bad weather? Florida. Oh, I thought it was Illinois. See, I'm old. No worries. Or Florida. Then it shouldn't have been the weather. I don't know what they did down there. They're probably messing with systems. Yeah. See, you know, Trump lives down there. And they were actually talking about how Iran put out this video that was some kind of a thing showing a drone up on a golf course where Trump was playing golf and making out like they were going to try to make a hit on him simply because of Soleimani and all that. That was from Iran. So they're doing all that propaganda garbage. I think that was just staged and put together. I don't think that that drone thing was, that rolling little freaky looking thing was actually in Florida. But you know, they're always messing with systems continually. They got Spetsnaz forces that a lot of them are sleeper cells that are here and that can take out a substation of power and you lose power. All the little things they can do, think of it as this. The Chinese have a torture. It's called death of 1,000 cuts. If they cut you, even small, 1,000 times, you will die of shock. If another country does all these little things that disrupt, all these little things become death of 1,000 cuts. It has the same effect, the same net effect. Okay? And that's what they're doing. In case you don't know what they're doing. So their plan doesn't even have to be something big. It just has to be something, a whole lot of somethings that are small, causing stress, causing mayhem. Just like this whole, you know, it was designed, okay, the virus that won't be named here, it was designed to do this in the first place. Anytime you use any type of a virus, like they used to use siege warfare, and they figured out that the plague was catchy, and they'd put somebody's body with the plague in a trebuchet catapult. They would chunk it over the wall of a city, and then everybody in the city would get infected and they would die, and then the rest of them would give up. That's how old this is. The knowledge of using disease as warfare. Even if it doesn't kill all of them, it's debilitating and it makes the end result the same. So what Russia has planned, even if they can't do everything, is to do a whole lot of little things. Now, I fully expect them to start causing trouble up around Alaska. I really expect this. Even if they don't go nowhere near it, even if they're just out there, okay? That's what I expect after the SWIFT system's cut off, is for them to be visual there, loitering there, just to mess with our resolve. It's a stressor. These are stressors. They know this. So don't freak out when, you know, oh, we can't communicate and all the systems. They'll shut it down. Money's made of paper. They'll print more of it. It's not that big of a deal. I know that people will think, oh, these companies are going to go out and all this. The United States will not let its people starve, number one. Number two, they don't even let other countries starve. Not even our enemies, you know, because the end result is, in the end, we're, you know, instead of death of 1,000 cuts, how about life of 1,000 bowls of soup? They see that we're actually trying to help them. They know in the end, okay, look, you know, just like we needed Hirohito to lead his people out of that war, because we needed a leader they recognized, and he made him go everywhere and talk to people, even though they weren't supposed to look on his face, because they thought he was a god, because they told him he was a god. To show, we need you to lead their minds out of this. You know, you look at the Marshall Plan, what we did in Germany. We rebuilt Germany. There was another plan other than the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan was not the only plan that was suggested. The other plan that was suggested was anybody with a German uniform gets shot. Okay? Anybody with rank gets shot twice. You know, this was the other plan that we rejected because it was not suitable for the end result, which was, let us help these people out of this destroyed landscape, give them a country so that it doesn't create a bunch of children full of hate that want to go and make war, okay, or become disruptors themselves. So in order to have peace, you got to create jobs, and you got to have people who feel like they can go to sleep at night without somebody beating down the door and coming and taking them in the middle of the night and then they're taken off somewhere and put in a gulag and killed. The Russian way of things is not the way it should be, first off. So no other country that's left Russia wants to go back. Ukraine don't want to go back. Georgia didn't want to go back. None of them. Kazakhstan. The people do not want to live under that type of authoritarian government. People from Russia don't want to even be there under that. They're dealing with it, but they don't want it. Okay? If you could ask them and they could tell the truth, it's not that they want to leave their country. They love their country. They just want it to be a different system. Okay. So the whole thing started from the Bolsheviks murdering the Romanovs. If you want to look back, everybody knows about Anastasia. Anastasia is what we call her. So she was one of the family. She was the daughter of the leader of the country, who was royalty, considered royalty. And they took him out of the government while he was at war. They blamed him for one of his soldiers killing somebody else, and it was a big revolt. When he come back, they had an interim government they set up. This was all set up by the Bolsheviks, all of it. And the Russian government that's there today is the descendants or inheritors of the Bolshevik Revolution. That's why it's on their table to kill people. That's what they do. That is their game plan. Is we'll run the country, and anybody that's a dissenter gets murdered. When they go in and there's a bunch of people that's being held hostage in a schoolhouse or a movie theater and all these other places they've done these things at, they kill everybody in there with gas. Some of them might live. Most times they all die, but they fix the situation. That's how they see it. The objective was 100% complete, because now there's no longer a problem. Doesn't matter how they solve it, as long as they solved it. They stole all the grain from, it was down in Ukraine, the farmers that were down there, and killed a lot of them that complained, because they feel like they were doing good when everybody else was having a famine. So they couldn't even replant the next year. That's what they do. They do whatever is to serve their own purpose. So, and then their answer to us putting actual sanctions on people who were high up in the government and Putin himself on their money overseas was, oh, well, this won't affect our leader because it's illegal for him to have holdings overseas. But yet it puts it out there that he really does. They all do. So they have money they're not supposed to have. And they have money that's more than they're supposed to have. And it will affect them. It'll shut them down pretty good. They're going to lose everything they have when they go into Ukraine. And it's 75% of their army right now, in case you don't know the percentage, that is in and around Ukraine. So they look at maybe losing 75% of their army. And Russia's saying that the US and NATO have basically played him, and they're playing poker, and they have played him. He feels like he's played. If he's so intelligent, why does he feel played? It's so, in the end result, if he attacks, it's on him. Nobody's forcing him to do that, but that's just propaganda. That's what they do. You know, they switch it up. They blame things on other places, even though they're the ones that shot the MH17 down. You know, people, I don't know what else to say. I just had that knowing I wanted to get out before you see the yellow boxes on television, because eventually you'll find them. It'll be up there if they put them up. They may keep it a secret. I think they should put it up in front of the world, on the world stage, and say, these are Russian interrupters or disruptors. And, you know, and it's against everybody. You know, it's against everybody. You can't have a global society with no contact and no trade. Man, you can have a salad though. I think a lot of people are going to eat greens in Russia for a little bit. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be poke salad. Kind of like Elvis talked about poke salad, ain't he? Yeah, dandelions are edible. Just saying. Makes for a good little salad. There's going to be a lot of that. Man, I don't even know what to say about what's next. It'll be a quick little dirty something. And then it'll be better, but for a little bit, it's going to get kind of scary. So when you're looking at this screen now, a little bit of darkness, don't worry about it. The light is coming. If they mess with the power systems, we can work in the daytime. They mess with the gas, we can ration. And the government will bring us what we need. Won't be for long. So, we got pipelines on wheels. We got tankers. I used to run one. It's doable. Prices are going to go up. That's a guarantee. Things are going to be short. That's a guarantee. We have what we need, and we'll make it through. But I'll tell you, we're going to shut down Russia when this happens, and it will happen. And he thinks, oh, we want it to happen. Well, I'm just going to say this. Better for his troops to have a bad day now than if he waited 10 years from now and actually built a big army and had a few more wonder weapons. I'm just saying. I don't know who else agrees on that. I guarantee it'd be a lot of people. So, it's something that was going to happen. Because a poor nation like that, to build up an army, they have to use them to get more money to pay them. Just like the Mongols. Okay? Genghis Khan. Just like that. They have to continually war. Because their war machine is not supported like our country's is. Even though they have authoritarian right to spend every penny the government comes in with on the military, it doesn't have the support of free-minded people who can create new weapons. They've got a few lately, but to create new weapons, new systems, new thinking, and actually make things that don't work, like those crappy tanks they got. Everybody's saying if they would build that one kind of tank, they'd have some kind of wonder tank. It's too expensive and they can't get it off the assembly line. And Javelin would take it out anyway. Which is kind of funny. Sometimes their tanks are so cheap, the Javelin costs twice as much as what it is blowing up. That's a riot, right? People, I'm gonna finish up a salad. Play a little chill music. Don't worry about it, just know what's happening. Hope you're all doing good. Hope everybody's warm and happy. This is a phenomenal salad. Man. Don't know what kind of lettuce it is, but it's not dandelion. Oh, we got daisy cutters. They'll be lucky to have dandelions. Let's see. U.S. needs to stay at home and fix its problems, stop starting wars. I agree with you. However, this isn't us going to be starting war. But we may be one of the countries that's involved in stopping it, ending it. Got to 82 here today. Yeah, you know, I'm not quite as far down as you are. It's going to get a little bit colder tomorrow, next day, all along across the eastern seaboard. And then they got that weather system coming through. I had plans, you know, but I'm going to be working. So, just a couple little somethings. I wound up some easy work. I'm going to do some trailer moves. You know what I mean? Just a little something. I'm supposed to be off right now. So I had to change it up, and they offered that. Okay, I'll take it. And then, yeah, I'll tell you something too. Our logistics is so good. When our weather goes bad, we have stockpiles of anything we need or whatever. It's just freight just kind of moves around. We move around storms. Unless you're just stuck on a regular run, running doubles, and that's your route. But I'll be off. Yeah, 2 nights ago it was 22. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm hoping that after this storm, it'll be what I call planting season. Because you wait till after the last frost, and we'll see. This is a phenomenal salad. It's taking forever to eat. Got this big old salad, got another piece of pizza. It's good to have food. Oh man, I didn't have any, and I went to this truck stop now. I do. It's feast or famine kind of thing. But no, I got lamb still in the freezer, hard frozen. I need to grill. I got a George Foreman grill. Me and George Foreman's gonna find out if you can actually cook lamb. Fill up a small water bottle here with a bigger water bottle. Cook lamb with a George Foreman grill. I'm gonna cut it into smaller pieces. I'm gonna see what happens. Plug it into I've got an APU unit. Plug it into my APU power. See what happens. I guarantee the truck will smell good. It'll smell like lamb. So I've been getting lamb on rye. Go to Arby's and ask them for a Greek gyro on rye. That's how you do it. They'll look at you sideways for a sec. You want on the rye bread like a sandwich? And then they'll say, hey, that sounds pretty good. I don't know how many Arby's have actually wound up the people there eating what I ordered after I did that. The Greek gyro is lamb. You got to get a Greek one. Man. Yeah, but it's my understanding there's about 8,000 or 10,000 of us. To kind of help out. The numbers are always higher. That's just well, it's just another reason for Russia to try to turn off the lights over here if they could. As far as the EMPs go, we'll see what that happens. We'll see what happens with that. I don't think they're stupid enough to try it. I really don't. Because that's not a disruptor. That's not a switch you can come back from. So, they got people too. They want their people to do good. But now Russia's got the go-ahead too. I forgot to mention this. Venezuela and Cuba have both pretty much said Russia can put missile systems there. We'll see what happens with that one too. Which there's no reason to worry about the Cuban Missile Crisis kind of stress because they're already putting Poseidons in the ocean. So honestly, we already had that issue. It'll be sorted out. Yeah, the weather system's all the way across the Midwest. If I was people right now, which you should already have some kind of a battery backup for your phones. But I would say get you a Mr. Buddy heater or 2 or 5 or whatever, and have a battery backup system of some sort. They're getting cheaper. They got them at Walmart. Jump starter packs with alligator clips for jumping batteries that also have little plug-ins on them that are USB. Those things can charge your phone. Instead of jumping off a car, they use the 12-volt battery in it to charge your phone. So you can get a lot of charges out of that little 12-volt battery. It's kind of a big thing, about the size of a small briefcase or something. So those are getting cheap. I think they're only about $30 or so. Oh yeah, and I was going to make a little comment on my community, but since I'm shadow banned and I can't, I'll say it here on this video. I called it Russia's Winter Olympics. And then Weon turned around and said Russia's having a Winter Olympics, but it's War Games. I appreciate the nod on that one. I know they listen to my stuff because I post their stuff and they see that I've shared it. I know they do. But that was awesome. That's what it is they're playing games. So they get it. People in India have a sense of humor too. So while Russia's playing games with the world, their Winter Olympic Games, everybody else is studying for it. And it's good that it's happening now instead of later. I can say that, people, because it was bound to happen. Biden seems to think that they're going to come out as soon as the ground is more frozen for the tanks to run on. I think it's going to be a little sooner than that, but here's also what I think. Well, they do say there's a lot of equipment that was sent there to their front line, but not enough people to man it. So that's why some countries, including Ukraine, think they're going to wait. I'll say this. When you look at it, maybe they need to drop from airplanes a brine solution and melt the whole place then if the tanks can't roll in it. Maybe add some silicone to it. Make it so they can't get traction and everybody falls. For real. Silicone the road. I'd do it in a minute. Oh, there's things I would do. I would dump diesel in the trenches that were forward and secluded and separated and segregated from the other ones. And when they come there, I'd light them on fire. Firewall. There's things that I would do. I don't think that they can do what I do. A lot of it might be against some Geneva Convention things, but then Russia's got those missiles that shoot fire overhead, so they're not going by any rules. It's going to be dirty. So they already took a ship that was the Ukrainian Navy ship, blocked it in with a different ship by landing it on its side when they were going against Ukraine in Crimea anyway, to stop them from leaving and to make them surrender the ship. So really, you know, I don't know how many gallons of diesel wound up in that bay. No, we got video. It's video of the dark. It's blackout. It's for the blackout that's about to happen. Better be temporary. People, I'm telling you, we can get used to a lot. Let's see if I can plug this up before it goes dark. I might lose it. Or they're zapping it. Who knows? There we go. Yeah, my battery's at 5% right now. If they zap it, it's on them. So this is the video. I'll tell you what. Maybe that's better. How about that? I don't mind zooming out a bit too. How about that? I don't mind giving you something visual. So, I'm gonna be running like Knight Rider, only not on the 2-wheel mode like they tried. Man, that was crazy. That was scary. Let's see. Yeah, so now you're seeing this. I'm at a parking place that, listen, I didn't even know they had parking here. I'm not even from around this area at all. Didn't know it that well. And I was like, I stopped at a couple of truck stops along the way and killed some time because it's so far out in the middle of nowhere. I didn't show any truck stops, didn't show parking at all. Some of this is owned by the company I'm delivering at. Didn't know they had that. Nobody knew they had that. It wasn't in the contract, nothing about parking. And so I stalled and, dropped back and punted at a couple of truck stops and wasted the time because they couldn't get me a delivery appointment until last night. So, yeah, I didn't even know they had parking at all. Wound up here, still got paid for that. Then they offered some other stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, I did that. Okay. So now it's time for me in a bit here. Like I said, I'm gonna finish the salad up. I'm gonna give them a trailer, go to another place. Little trailer moves. That's easy. And then can't say no to it. Then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna wait out this little winter storm mess. And my tools are in disorder. I got some clothes I gotta wash. I'm gonna get organized. Might get the laptop out, learn how to do a real YouTube channel. Might actually learn how to do a live off of it. I gotta get educated, so we'll see. Hey, if somebody knows of a video that teaches an old man how to take a laptop computer and how to do a live on it where they see the screen, kind of like how Mike Morales does from things, it's simple enough. I have a new computer with that stuff on it. I got video editing software built into it somehow. Who's got the time? Because I've been busy, but doing lives, I can tether it to a device. I can get internet off of it. If somebody knows of a good video that teaches a person how to do a live video on YouTube, even if it's something you just looked up or whatever, put it as a comment in this video. I need that. I'm old and I could use a little help. I can admit it. So, yeah, I just want to show the screen because I could pile, I'm going to have to look it up anyway, but I could pile up one window and look at that one and show you what I'm talking about, show you another video, and then put the links in the description. It could actually be like I have a YouTube channel. It would actually be like legit, right? But evidently I'm legit enough that Weon is taking my idea and running with the ball. That was great. The Russian Winter Olympics. I think that instead of giving the gold medal, they give you a gold disruptor box. How about that? But something to do with gold. I've never seen one in my lifetime. Can't look it up on the internet. It's new. It's a wonder weapon. It's a super secret thing that you don't know about, I don't know about, you don't know about, and nobody knows about, but now you know about it. How about that? Right? So I got a couple comments here. Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, hey. Yeah, WD's a driver. So yeah, I teach stuff on mechanical stuff. I still need to rebuild an alternator. That's been killing me, people. I don't know how y'all, it really hurts my heart. I'm not lying. I've been wanting to do a video. I have got to show how to change the brushes in an alternator so people don't have to pay $100 something for an alternator, or when the war finally ramps up, things get short or whatever, and our stocks are, it's hard to get stuff, well, you'll be able to rebuild your own alternator. Order brushes now. Let's see here. Yeah, go online and order brushes. Oh, you're older. I thought you were saying that you're a truck driver. Well, yeah, but you drive a bus too, though. You know. But anyway, order brushes for your alternator. They have a whole rebuild kit, bearings and everything. I don't hammer out bearings. Let me tell you what I do. I just change the brushes a few times. You know. And I watched a video of the trucks running the police barricade at Montana's border this morning. No, I gotta see that though. Wow, I wouldn't have done that. I'm way too reserved for that. Plus, you know, I am aware that there are truckers that are going up into Canada, and there's a whole big trucker shutdown thing with Canada, and it's about Trudeau and them trying to make them have shots and all. I think you just need to boycott the company making them have it too, that's going along to get along, and actually all become lease operators or owner operators in one kind of a way or another. Canada. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Hey, put a link up to it. Put a link as a comment right here and make it easy for everybody. Copy from the share, click share, copy, then paste it as a comment. I think you can paste stuff on these videos. I don't know, I can't even put something up on my community. Like I said, I'm shadow banned. They don't want what I know and what I put out to go out, because even what I know is unknown. It's some stuff. Well, what can you do? Everybody's got a gift, right? So, but just like I said, Iran shot that plane. What happened? Yeah, they shot it down, just like I said. Everything comes out. You can't hide it. Can't without being a moderator. Well, hold on a second. You just got promoted. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. What does it say here? Well, how does one do that? Yeah, hold up. Is that all? Let's see. It doesn't allow me to. It just says I can report you, put you in timeout. You know, I went through this before. Somehow before, let's see. Save hideout. Say something. See actions. It does not allow me to add you right now as a moderator. I did this before. I had to use the laptop. Okay. Next time you're on here, you'll both be moderators. That's what's going to happen. I can use the laptop and do it. And then you're getting promoted from private to, we'll make you both corporals. It's wartime. I can do that. How about that one? Let's see here. Yeah, it's a thing. It's an option to do it. And if I had a laptop that was online right now, I could do it from a laptop, but I can't do it from a phone. Last time I added it from a laptop. In order to do that, my laptop will have to be connected to Wi-Fi. I would have to make this device a tethered device, turn on my laptop, and I wasn't planning on having my live that long, and then do all that. I can do that though after either tonight or tomorrow. That's what's up. You've both been promoted. Congratulations. The medals will be given out later. There you go. I got to think of something. You know, they have the Iron Cross, they have silver stars, they have let's see. I have to think of a medal And we've done change now, by the way. We were started out as a squad, became a brigade, now we're like a battalion. I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure out what would be a military award for becoming a moderator. I know I like the way they give them a wrench, because I'm all about fixing your own stuff. I'd say a golden wrench. At some point, I need to make some little silver wrenches. I've said that I was going to make some keychains. I was going to make some stuff like that eventually. It won't be too long. I will have the ability. Let's see here. Awesome, have your military insights. And understand that I was never active duty. Nothing I've done has been classified though, and I was given the rank of Sergeant First Class. I'll let you figure that one out. But they taught me, and I was taught probably a little too much, and it's all good, and I'm using my talents well. And if they didn't like what I was doing, it wouldn't be supported. I'd be shut down. I'd be gone for all the things that I've said. I understand that. Another good reason for the camera facing that way, saves me less headache, and good luck. I'm mobile a lot. If you know, any individual or country decided that it was time for my channel to go gone, but they have ways of hacking things. They can shut down things in a minute. I think they like the intel too. It's kind of like the hotline. Minnie Pearl used to say that the news, what was it she said, the hotline, everybody knows what you did on the hotline or something, but that the news, if it makes the newspaper, it's when you got caught or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, this is like the hotline, people. I put it out before it's out, so hence I put out, hey look, these are nuclear subs, they're doing this and this and this, as part of my knowing, and part of it was information I was given, just that there were a little issue, I had to ask the correct question. And then all of a sudden I got more views than what was it, CBS News or what? Yeah, they didn't like that too much. That's when I started getting shadow banned. That was about the time. Let's see here. Been a mechanic for 4 years, already have a gold wrench. I got you. I've seen those gold plated ones too. People want to buy those. I just want silver. I like silver. Everybody's different. Nothing against a gold plated wrench, but I'm a silver kind of a person. It's got many uses. If you don't know too, I'm a healer, and if you have a problem where your emotions are like, you get the panic attacks and you get upset, a piece of silver in your hand, keep it in your pocket, but in your hand at any time of the day or even all day long for a while, will calm you and make you not have panic attacks. It's healing in a way that's an energy sink. I was given this information. It's heavenly information. You can't look it up on the internet. It works. This was taken from us. We had it as people a long time ago. Then it was given to me. I'm now giving it to you. So, but I like silver for different reasons. It's actually antibiotic or a antibacterial properties to it, and they shave pieces off of it now and put it in band-aids. They say it's silver impregnated band-aids. Let's see here. Yeah, I like chrome or silver. Not much. Here's the thing. You can have a lot more jewelry. If you want jewelry, you can have a lot more jewelry because silver is less expensive. But truthfully, the price of silver and gold historically was, if gold was worth $100, silver would have been worth $75. They have artificially held back the price of silver so that automotive companies can use it and it can be cheap for them. When they ever don't hold it back anymore, it will be because they use it in the solder, but if it's ever not held back, it'll go right up there where gold's at. And gold, I think they said, man, I don't know if it was 1,800 or 2,000 or something an ounce. I don't know. It wasn't very long ago. People wish they would have invested in gold. Gold, they say that silver's volatile. Gold is a lot more volatile. You can tell silver goes up and down, but it's not something like gold. Gold goes up and up and up. That's why it's hard to buy, because it never goes low enough for you to think you're getting a good deal and you should invest in gold. When silver's 18 an ounce, buy it. Buy it all day long. Buy it if it's 25 or 30. It'll go up to 75. Then you can sell it. Then you turn around and buy more later. Gold, you can't work that way. And you can only buy silver from like pawn shops as junk silver. If you go online and try to buy it new or new coins from the mint, if they have them in stock, when they have them in stock, it's a little bit of an issue. You're paying 75 or 85 in the first place when silver's trading low. You'd have to wait a lifetime to get your money back. So there's people that know more about gold than I do because I don't invest in it. I'm like, when times are rough, who can afford to buy your gold from you? You would have to cut it into quarters. They used to call that pieces of 8. Okay? If you ever hear pirates on movies or whatever talking about pieces of 8, or if you have a parrot that's on there, pieces of 8, well, there was a piece that had, it was gold, it was a coin, and it had all these notches on it, and it was marked into 8 slices like a pizza. 8 pieces. And if you needed to pay someone for something, you could cut off a piece of that. Then they didn't want people cutting them all off and all this stuff, and cutting them into smaller pieces, melting them down, and so they did away with that. Gold will be harder to trade. Yeah, you know, if you melt down gold, it gives off a gas that's similar to arsenic and it will kill you. If you melt down silver, it's not good to breathe that stuff in either, but it's not deadly straight on like that. That's why that movie where they had those GIs where they melted down all that gold and moved it out of that place or whatever, I forget what that was. I think Charles Bronson was in that old war movie. They had found a bunch of gold and they were melting down the bars into something else, or melting it down into bars, whatever. That they all would have been dead, all of them. Everybody in that room would have died. That was Hollywood, whatever. So I don't care if you have a torch and a crucible. Don't melt down gold unless you have full breathing apparatus, SCBA scuba, and a ventilation system, and it's probably illegal due to EPA regulations. So yeah, gold's kind of funny like that. There's countries that show people outside doing it. Well, you know, it's not always that kills you. Ozzy or Otzi or whatever, the Iceman, he died of, they believe he was hit with an arrow. Okay. Well, he was in the snow, so he definitely froze for sure, if he didn't bleed to death there. But at the same time, they found arsenic in his hair because he was melting down copper for his own axe. They believe he was smelting his own axe over and over and over to keep it sharp. He just kept putting it back into form and then regrinding it. And he also smelted it from the place where the ore was. If you melt down copper, you will give yourself arsenic and it will go into your bloodstream and come out in your hair. It could kill you. Not good to melt down copper either. So for people burning copper in fires, stay away from the gases from it. If it glows green, you're burning copper. So anybody messing with melting down stuff, yeah, it'll fry you. You'll probably lose cognitive abilities, and it could slow your ability to think. Okay, kind of like old age. I'm blaming everything that I've got on old age. I didn't melt down copper. Just saying, because I'm getting there. Life's rough. It can be rough on people. Just saying. Like this guy's having a rough time making his corner. Don't hit that trailer. Don't hit that trailer. Please don't hit that trailer. Please don't hit that trailer. Otherwise, I'll be blocked in. Good job. Give him a thumbs up. So, the police were up here a little while ago. I don't know what kind of accident happened up there. They were working on it. But people, I'm going to get off this thing. I'm not meaning to ramble. Just wanted to bring intel. And if you can think of anything else, go ahead and make a comment. I'm not trying to cut nobody else off from what they got to say. I'm hoping at the next UN meeting to see somebody slam down some gold boxes. say, yo, Russia, is this you? Because we know it is, but what's up with that? Almost as bad as welding. Galvanized, definitely need ventilation. Hey, I got to learn about some welding. I am seriously looking at, I used to weld. In high school, I was taught, but you forget things. So I can MIG, TIG, and braze. I can use oxyacetylene and weld with just wire, and no flux or flux. I need to really brush up on which rods do what for welding aluminum and steel. And I can say aluminum. I'm not one of them people that can. I can say aluminum. I need to learn how to weld aluminum and steel. Now I know some people use like a nickel rod on some kind of things, for like cast steel, like pot metal. I'm going to sub that out. If I have any cast metal, I do have some pieces that need to be fixed. But as far as regular steel, they've got, Harbor Freight's got welders. They're cheap enough. I got some things I need to make on a trailer. Well, I'll tell you what, too. I did get a winch, and I haven't used it. I barely had the time enough. You have to get the plate. It's made for four-wheelers and stuff. I got a winch, though. It's a remote. It was the cheaper, I guess it's called Badland, like 2,500 or something like that. It wasn't the special one or nothing. Just enough to get a vehicle moved that's not under its own power, or help you put a motorcycle up on a trailer or move a vehicle up onto, or anything, to pull a vehicle. So you have to buy the little plate, and the plate's like $5 or $6. It's just a stupid tax that you got to turn around and drive back up there when you realize you didn't buy the plate that it mounts to, because that's cheaper than drilling your own steel anyways. So you go back to Harbor Freight and get the plate. I do have a winch, though. I can't tell you it's good because I haven't even used it. All the reviews are good on them, and so I'm gonna have to do some welding, because I want to not only be able to mount it to the ball that I've got, a 3-ball that hooks to the back of a supersized SUV kind of thing, owned by the Canadian government before, by the Ministry of Defense. I'd like to thank the Ministry of Defense for my vehicle. It was awesome. So that's what's up. So I'm rocking that, because they don't want it no more. And then when I get that mounted, I'll be able to use it either for the vehicle, or I'll be able to use it to put a motorcycle that might have a locked up front brake on it onto a trailer I have. So instead of mounting it on the trailer and thinking somebody take it off the trailer, I'm gonna mount it to the ball hitch and always have it in the vehicle. Okay, and have a truck battery back there, and use it as the battery. So that's the plan. It's not perfect, but it's a plan. And it's handy to have. It's like someone else pulling in the front when you're putting a motorcycle on the trailer, and you've got a remote in your hand, and you hit the button and it pulls a little and pulls a little, or however much you want. That's what's up. So if I buy a motorcycle that's got a locked up front thing, somebody says, hey, I'll give it to you for $50 or 20, what? Hey, I will be able to go pick it up with the trailer. And they also have motorcycle wheel mounts. I got one of them. That's going to be mounted to the trailer. So I got some things in the works. I do stuff. That's just on the side. I enjoy. It's not the greatest thing in the world. I like the results of it, but I do kind of like working on motorcycles. And I got a little shop. And you were talking about your mechanic. Well, I have a rolling tool cart. If you get the Yukon one from Harbor Freight, all the holes won't match up. It's from China. What do you want? But I have a rolling tool cart, and my way, and I built some. I built some out of wood. I've got tables, and I've got tools from over a lifetime of collecting tools. They're all right now in garbage status because none of them are where they should be, and I can't find any of them. So I'm gonna put them all together. It's gonna start to rain. I'm gonna put them all together, and I'm going to organize them. I was supposed to do that sometime next couple of days. We will see what the weather does, because if it gets too cold, I mean, I got heaters in my shop. We'll see what happens. But my winch has got a remote. Those little winches, they come with a remote. It takes a little bit of wiring that you just put stuff together, kind of. And the plate requires you watching a YouTube video where he shows how the plate goes. In the front of the winch is where the two little things come up. 12, woo, that's a lot. Hold on a second here. Plate which is mounted on a plate that goes to the square trailer hitch, front or back. Yeah, see, that's what I thought about doing, was make a trailer hitch for the front to come through the bumper, and then the winch is mounted on that, so it don't have to be outside full time, so rainwater won't get to it. And I'll put it in the back. Okay, this thing's so honking big, dude, I don't have a problem with it sitting in the back. You know, it won't be in nobody's way. It won't be in no way. So also, if you wanted to, here's an idea. If you have a bench that is mounted to the floor, okay, into the concrete with bolts, or a piece of equipment in your garage, or even just a wall stud that you think will hold it, but I would say it's best to anchor it to anchor bolts in the floor. Okay, a lot of people have stoppers so you don't hit the water tank, and stoppers so the wheels don't hit. The front of the car don't hit. You'll have like an angle piece of metal to drive up so far it stops the wheel. If you can't, you could have someone drill holes in the concrete and pound in some anchor bolts. Mount to that a steel welding table or whatever, you know, and then mount to the steel welding table the winch, and you can pull a vehicle that's no longer under its own power into your garage or building or shop. That's a good way of doing things. And if you have that 4 or 3-way ball hitch like he's talking about, like I'm talking about, all you have to do is mount the winch to it and mount in a receiver for it. Mount one in front of the car, you got one behind the car, or get one. You mount one inside your shop, mount one everywhere, and that one winch works all over the place. Mount one to a fence post. But you can get a portable one that you can mount to other things, and then you got that one too. So that alleviates calling up 10 people and have them pushing a vehicle, or asking somebody to go pick up a motorcycle or a car with you. If you have a trailer that hauls anything, get a winch, you know, while we still can. I'm hoping Harbor Freight keeps rolling, and who knows what China's going to do. They might try to, I don't think they're going to try to take Taiwan. I think they kind of know better, but they might try to do more stuff. And it seems like we have an airplane that we want to get before they do. I don't know if we got it yet. Anybody got word on that? You know, I think that was, I'm not sure. I looked at it sideways when I saw it. I'm not sure if it was an F-22 or an F-35, but something flew off and crashed off of a Navy carrier, and we're looking for it, and we're trying to find it before China will, so that they don't back engineer it and already build another one, and then sell them on eBay for $15 a piece the next week. I think, honestly, we probably have already got it and recovered it. We'll find out. But if the Navy had one of those Harbor Freight winches, I'm just saying, F-35, yeah. Look, if they had your winch, yours is stronger than mine. So, look, if they had a Harbor Freight winch or some kind of a worn winch on the side, they could send some divers down, hook to it, and pull it right up. It'd take a while. They're used to pulling stuff up, though. They got anchors, you know. Truthfully, they may have to do that. They may have to take the anchor off the chain, drop the chain down, and hook it to a arrestor cable that they wrap around the airplane and pull it up like that until a proper recovery vessel can show up. And just sit there and chill with it, you know, hanging from their battleship chain. That would work. They got to think outside the box. They need to get that thing back. I know that the strongest thing on the whole ship is the anchor. So that'll tell you, it'll do it. You could build a whole platform underwater. You can weld underwater. They could build a whole platform under it with a bunch of rebar going back and forth, put plate steel under it, and then raise it up with that anchor. They can only raise it so high, but it'd be underneath them until such point as they could properly recover it. And then they could just cut anchor and drop the plate and everything out from under it. The Russian sub that the Brits hit when they're towing so hard. I don't know, but they did actually let it sneak out a couple weeks ago. I don't know about that one. I didn't hear about that one. But they did let it sneak out that they believe, or this is what they said that was somehow admitted, is that the reason that the Losharik was blown up was not just some battery issue, but was because they were trying to go after that missile that they were doing the missile test, that nuclear missile. It's nuclear powered and it has a nuclear head. So they shot it out, it went into the Barents Sea. I even said at that time, they're either undersea mining or whatever, or maybe they're looking for that missile. As it turns out, there's a news report on that, and it was a big news, I don't know what news station it was, I had to find it, where they said that that's what happened, and that's what Russia said happened. I don't know. I just know it was funny when they asked Finland, the guy who was there over their nuclear regulatory safety censoring system, or whatever you want to call it, that they asked him, were there any unnormal nuclear readings from the area, anything abnormal, and he said, well, nothing abnormal. It's funny. It's because Chernobyl radiated half of Europe, and there's background radiation, and they're always picking stuff up. That's what's funny about it. And nobody over there liked it when that happened, and they didn't tell nobody for weeks. I think it was a week and a half before they told anybody about Chernobyl. Like, oh, we're just going to keep this our nasty little elephant foot secret. Yeah, they call it the elephant foot, the stuff that melted down. Yeah, but honestly, Russian sailors, you could go to any port and they all would set off Geiger counters. That's how they know who's who. Because they're not Geiger counters, the nuclear, there's a different sniffer. There's what is that sensor? It's a radioactive detector, but anyhow, there's a different one that's made to pick up even more sensitive nuclear radioactive substances, nuclides. It picks up like that cesium, or I'm sorry, like, was it cesium? Let's see. The one that they gave to that Russian secret agent, and they irradiated half of London trying to get it to him. Polonium-210. It takes a sniffer to pick that up. Yeah, there's more sensitive ones, but yeah, all the Russian sailors, because they've all been subjected to nuclear radiation in those subs. They're not safe by any stretch of the imagination, and lots of them have had leaks. So if you're a Russian sailor, yeah, you set off alarms. You know what I mean? That's just how that goes. I'm just finished up this piece of pizza. I didn't plan on doing this live this long. Just kind of chilling. It's kind of a nice day. At least it's not ice and snow. Like I said, my truck is destroyed from that. I need to have it washed. And I've been all up through it. I've earned my snow time. I'm gonna take some downtime. But I will get a laptop and y'all will get ranches. I'll make that happen. I mean, I have a laptop. I will hook up I will turn it on and connect it and tether it to this thing at such point. Well, you know what? I'm just talking. I wonder, could I do that and then come back live? I'd have to power it too. I don't know if the power thing's in it. I could take a quick look. It won't hurt. I'll work on that. Give me a second. More snow. I'm sorry, Ozarks. Ozarks is the place to be, according to the Navy world map. They're saying everything else is going to be underwater. A lot of it, anyway. Yeah, give me a second. Let me see what I can't do. There's got to be an answer to that. You know what? It may not even need charging. Charged up, but ain't used it. Ain't touched it. In the background, this is behind the scenes stuff. Let's see what I can do. Alright, this one may or may not be the right one. Oh, that's it. Alright, we're going to run 2 tests. Test number 1 will be, I'm going to test and see if this computer will come on without, if I can't find the power, or the power thing might be in it. Then test number 2 will be, I'll have to go online for a millisecond, offline of this thing, tell it to tether, unless it's already tethered. I don't think it is. That's an external drive. I got everything with this thing. It's been like that. I bought a freaking computer, ain't been able to touch it, and I've just been trucking. Y'all need stuff, people. I've been trying to deliver it. You know? It's like my dispatcher said, this is really funny. He says, you don't have to take all the loads. I was like, because I don't just turn them down, but he was talking about how I had a lot of loads that I needed to scan in. I scanned them all in. He's like, good God. He said, you don't have to take every load ever. Other people need freight too. I said, hey man, look, I just heard there was a shortage. What do I know? Turn this thing on. I've been slack this past past week. It's kind of held me up in the snow. Let's see. This is not going to turn on. Okay. If it does not turn on. Okay. Well, test number 2.
Down tempo. Electronic. Sirius XM.
Let's try some backlighting. Oh, you hear this? They stole this. Anybody that knows any kind of music, they stole this from the Mickey Mouse guy. The dude that wears the big helmet. Mouse, dead mouse. Listen to this. That's one of his famous songs for techno stuff. Dead Mouse. That's one of his things. Anyways, I forget. I don't know the names of them, and I just listen to him sometimes. But yeah, he's this guy. He wears like a motorcycle helmet, and it looks like Mickey Mouse. Only he's supposed to be a dead mouse. They sampled his stuff, and they didn't give him credit for it. They ripped him off. Just saying. Anyways, they used to be able to sample people. It wasn't a big deal. Then they got copyright and all that. They just sampled Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse, if you watch my... No, I'm sure he don't. If he was watching my stuff, hey bro, they just took your stuff. It's on Chill Dance Electronic 53 on XM, channel 53. This is... Da, 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 da. He's got some famous song from people like that. And they sampled it. So yeah, I gotta find my power plug for this. if I'm not the most disorganized YouTuber, or at least don't have it all together before I do a live, I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna run in second until I find my wire. Here's my wire. That's what's up. We can make this happen. All right, this plugs in. Nope, that's a different one. I need more light. I'm determined to make this happen. Look. That is a plug. Where's the little chip? Now, what's this about? That's the power for this unit. Alright. This plug powers up this. Okay, that's just a phone plug. Man. Back in the land of many bags. Right, this is a different situation. It's not that bad. Why in this one? Oh. So then, go to this. Oh, there's lots of chips in here. Man, chips again. Okay. So, have a keyboard. No, it says, what does it say? Super fast charger. Okay. It's not in here. It's not in here. Kind of a charger. All right, so I think that computer takes a different kind of charger. We're working on it, people. I think this computer takes an actual phone kind of a charger. It does, don't it? What is this? One of these has got to say power on it. That's that. Let's see. If I open it, it opens this way. We're dealing with a Samsung Chromebook, people. That's what's up. I'm pretty sure it takes a... That's gotta be some kind of a card. I think that's power. I think that's this. Like legit. That's different. Does it take that kind of plug? Yeah. let's try this. Either I'm gonna burn up a computer, or I'm gonna charge this thing. This is some super fast charge, whatever thing. I don't remember what the charger looked like. I just took it out, plugged it up. It was crazy, new, worked. I did a bunch of setup stuff to it, and then never did use it again. All right, Operation hook up the computer. Let's make that happen. This ought to come on. There we go. We got power. We got juice. Right. I think a regular power works. Yeah, is this power? Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's powered just off of a regular. Come on. Huh. Oh man, did I break it already? No, it lights up. Hey people, we got a computer. Just saying. I wanted to see if this thing would plug up. Here's what I will have to do to make this happen. I appreciate 3 likes. This is the most horrible event of a live. Just I'm giving intel, but let's see here. Let me see what I keep doing. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I created a password. Well, let's try this here. Hey, I guessed it. Ain't that crazy? Okay, so now it's showing Wi-Fi. Here's what I have to do, people, in order to make something happen. I'm going to have to step off this live and do something weird real quick, but it'll still be live. Then I'm going to have to redo the live. So let me create that because it's not showing up. Unless I can get in here off this. No. Add another Wi-Fi. Here's what I got to do, people. This is going to be weird. This will be off for a half a second. I will be right back. You can leave if you have to. That's understandable. So let's try something real quick. Give me just a half of a second. Not going to end this. I'm going to blank out of it. No. All right. This says. Let's see what we got here. Cancel that. Okay, so I'm in here. What did I wind up getting? Let's see. Oh, when I have sleet in the Ozarks. Yeah, Missouri Ozarks. Okay. All right. So check this out. I'm gonna have to. Let's see. Okay. Man, you gotta sign into this sucker? Yeah, this is a mess. Couldn't find the account. Let's see here. Sign in Chrome. No, it would be. What is this about? can't really do that. Crap. They make this difficult. I told you this would be difficult. Let's see, that's incorrect. Oh, I can't do that either. Let's do this. So I'm trying to sign in on this Chromebook. They always make it difficult. Here we go.
Noise canceling. Deposit. With deep house sounds. Sirius XM.
Oh, this guy's gonna come in tight. No, there's one next to me. That's good. Oh, I see. I see. Watch him put it on. Watch him put it on his phone. I'm gonna have to move this. Here's what I'm gonna have to do, and I may have to go off a half a second. We'll find out. Oh no, it's gonna make me rotate the device. Let's see what it'll do. If I can see it or get it. Let's see. Let's try this. What's it doing? Nope, I need this device for a half a second. I'll go back off. We're fixing to make this happen. Give me half a second. We're going to try this one more time. We're going to make this happen. Let's see. What does he sound? That was it. I could get this thing connected to the internet, it'd be great. It's going to send it to it again. I'm going to have to do it again. Golly. Hold tight, people. Either way, I'm working on this. I'll understand if you have to leave, but I'm working on something here. Let's see here. They're not synced out. That don't matter. I'm in. Hey, I'm in. Let's see what happens here. Lord. We'll find out. Let's see if I can do this here. That one. Oh, okay, switch to that. Can I go into that? Let me see here. Channel. That's live. click on this. 2 and 3. See how long it takes for somebody to be on here. 2, 3. I just heard it. I mean, how long it takes for somebody to be on here. I just heard it. I'm gonna turn the volume down. This thing's repeating what I say. Let's see here. Turn the volume. Zip that down. Okay, so check this out. Let's see. Let's see what I can do. Let's see. Okay. You're getting promoted. Just give me half a second. I'm gonna make this happen. If it'll work. What? Won't allow me? Let's see. Before it let me. What is this about? Yeah, manage moderators. Bam. How do I do that? Oh, I gotta go there and copy and paste and what? Man, hold on a second here. Add approved user. Okay, so I gotta copy and paste. So maybe I can go back to here.